Hey there everybody and welcome to episode number 4 of my Let's Play Impact Flux. I'm Sisho and I'll be your host. So today I am planning on getting into Botania first thing so that I can show you guys how that's all done. I just wanted to show you guys the quest book where we're at right now. You can see that I've gotten a pretty good amount of the quest done, probably about 7 or 8 since I did my last episode, I think, something like that. I've been trying to do all of these off camera because, well, they're pretty much all vanilla based stuff. Like, I had to make a brewing stand, enchantment table, anvil, blah 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 blah, boring stuff. And then I've got to make like a bunch of potions, which is kind of silly. And then it gives me a stupid amount of potions, which I don't even know what I'll do with. I'll probably never use them. One of the quests a minute ago already gave me like 10 potions I'll probably never use. Let's see. I did go mining, and I've got a bunch of extra shards now. Like, I found a ton of shards while I was down there. And trying to finish this quest right here, it took me forever to find some gold. Like, I was getting super unlucky, but then I finally started finding a bunch of it and whatnot, so. And a meteor crashed. Sounded like it was outside my base, but I've actually been having problems with meteors hitting like really close by, much closer than they should be. Ow, stupid spider. I've had problems with them hitting much closer than they should be. Like one hit right next to my smeltery over there, one landed on my farm back here. So I put a bunch more. That's weird that blue slime had a health bar. I don't know what that was about. Either way, I put a bunch more meteor shields up. And I'm pretty sure I put the smelter up between episodes too. Man, I should really put something in there to melt that spider for blood. That would be priceless to me. Okay, so anyway, we're going to get started on Botania. Oh, but first, before we do that, let me go ahead and open some reward bags that I've got that I've been saving for you guys, because why not open them on camera? I like dark oak, that's good. Ooh, quarter hearts, I think. Yep, 2 more quarter hearts. Sweet. That's a full life for me. Boom. Alright. Oops, wrong thing. There goes another one. Wow. Rapid succession meteors coming down. Alright. Don't know why they put spruce wood in with that, but I'll take 4 blocks of iron. And then 8 iron ingots. Hey, that's everything I need for an iron chest. Although, as you can see, I've made all of those for myself between episodes too. Ooh. I like that reward. They say comment on that, but I am huge on some blaze rods and gas tiers. Man, that was good. And some crappy flowers, I guess. And more saplings, which are immediately going to go in the trash because I decided I really don't need them. I think the tulips are only good for dye. One of these life cores from agriculture, yeah. I'll save them for the dye because, I mean, I never really know if I'm going to use them or not, so we'll see how that goes. So that brings me up to a nice amount of gas tiers. That is very swell. Alright. So we've got a bunch. Oops. We've got a bunch of supplies now. I say we get started on Botania. Now to get started on Botania, what you're going to need is a book. So let me go ahead and grab that. If I already have one, no, but I can make one very easily. You just need, if you have Tinker's Construct, you've got the alternate recipe. So I just need the paper and 2 stencils and a piece of string. That's all you need. Oops, gotta make the paper first. Derp. It's okay, we all derp a little bit. And paper. It really doesn't matter where you put them, it's a shapeless recipe, so yeah. And then you need a sapling. Any kind of sapling will do, so we'll just take one of these we have a bunch of. And bam, you get a Lexica Botania. You can open this baby up, and this is a pretty well made book, honestly. It's got an index too, so if you know what you're looking for, if you know the name of it, and you don't know where it's at right off the top of your head, you can just look it up alphabetical order, super quick and easy. Otherwise, you just want to start with the basics and whatnot. And for this, what you need to start off is you need a petal apothecary, and this is made with just some cobblestone slabs and any color flower. Let's go ahead and, oh, it's already daytime, cool. So what we're going to need, is that the slime with the, I want to go fight that sucker. Hang on. You're in my way, creeper. Is this the slime that has the health bar? Because he is one big sucker. I have never seen a blue slime that big ever. Look at that. What a big guy. Oh! He dropped a king slime chisel. Cool. Did he? Oh, he must have fallen down off the island up there. I've never seen one fall off the island. It's kind of funny. I don't know what the difference is between this and any other chisel. It's got pretty good durability for a chisel, so no complaints here. Hey, we killed our first boss. Good job, guys. Game complete. We did good. Either way, let's see. So like I was saying, you can use any color, so I'm just going to grab this green right here. And the first things first, I think I'm going to need more cobblestone, actually. Yep. Definitely going to need some cobblestone. I've got a little mini tree farm going over here that I can use my lumber axe on. Let's just take this stuff right here. Nobody needs this. These aren't important. It's not like anybody put these here. This is going to take a decent amount of stone and wood in general. I'm going to go ahead and pull this wood out because we're going to need it. We need logs specifically. And we're going to need some smooth stone, but I'm going to have to go get some stone for that, I think. Alright, so let's make our slabs, and we'll just look this up in the NEI right here. Because all the recipes from Botania can be looked up here just about. Oh, almost all of them, I think, honestly. So anyway, we just need 4 cobble. You know what? Oh, nope, can't shift click it. Okay, fine. Be that way. Be that way. Oh, we got a miniature yellow heart from that slime, apparently. Wow. Great find, huh? Okay. What do I use? Oh, I just combine it with a red heart canister and a golden apple. I just so happen to have a red heart canister at the moment because I made one. In between episodes, I found out that there is a recipe for necrotic bones that just uses some fairly common stuff, you know, not too hard to make. The only reason I haven't made 2 more containers is because I don't have that many diamonds. I could make 1 more, but I don't want to waste the diamonds. Anyway, better stuff to handle right now. I guess I'll put that in there. And then we're going to need a bucket too, because we're going to want to make an infinite water source right next to this petal apothecary. Because it's kind of like a basin, cauldron, whatever you'd like to call it, and we're also going to need a ton of open space for this. I mean a lot of open space. So let's find the nearest, flattest area that we can find, because we're going to need a lot. I'm thinking over there. Yeah. I say you need a lot. You don't necessarily need a lot of space unless you want to passively generate mana with this mod. Because there's kind of like a solar panel type thing, you know, free energy for really, really slow. We'll just plop this bad boy down right here. Let's go ahead and grab a bucket of water. We'll drop down our infinite water source right here. Alright, so now what we need to do is just put that in there. And now for our next recipe. That wasn't a meteor, was it? I didn't say a meteor crashed, but there's a freezer, right? Can't pass up the chance to get some freezerite crystals. Anyway, so the first things first, we're going to want to make our pure daisy now. This is the second step of what you need. You use this to make, oops, you're going to use this to make your living wood and living rock, which are necessary for a lot of stuff in this mod, pretty much. And you also need it to make the twig, to make the wand and whatnot. So we're going to need 2 white flowers for this specifically. Alright, so let's see. White flowers. I've seen an awful lot of new Matacraft flowers, that's for sure. Those things are like weeds. They will get everywhere if you don't pick them and stop them, I tell you. Alright, there's another one. Beautiful. Now I'm not going to bother collecting a whole bunch. I mean, you're going to need a bunch of every type of flower for this, especially yellows, I think it is. But either way, and then you just write. Oh, okay, that was weird. I think it just put one of my flowers down on the ground or something. I really don't know what just happened, but I'm gonna need another. I'm gonna need another white flower now. Let's go ahead and put these in here. You just drop them in like that, pretty much. We'll save that. We might need it. Don't need those. Have to find another white flower now. Yay. Oh, it looks like I hit level 30 again. Might be time to enchant another piece of armor. I did enchant my diamond. I got some diamond armor for quest, and I enchanted one piece of it. Not the best enchantment, but it'll do. Alright, let's try this again. And I realize we're going to need something else. There is something else that you need a lot of for this mod, and it's seeds. Just regular, plain wheat seeds. But thankfully I've got my nice little wheat farm going over here, so I have plenty of seeds. I'm really not worried about that. You need it for anything that you do in the Petal Apothecary. You need the seeds to finish the recipe, so to speak. It's what registers that you're ready to take out whatever you've made. Alright, time to get to work. We're going to toss that last one there, and bam, we have a pure daisy. What color do you want to be? And we're just going to plop that down right there. Get these flying seeds out of our way. They're hilarious to watch because they just take off and fly around for a while before they finally settle down. We'll start off with some living wood because that is the first step. Just plop it down like this, just like that. Easy as pie. I'm probably going to have to make a better axe too because my little flint axe is not going to do very well for that. And in the meantime, we're going to need cobblestone, so hate to do this to you, Mr. Tower, but I kind of need the cobblestone more than you. So let me just dig up some of this, and then we're going to go smelt it. And between this episode and the next, I'm probably going to make some thermal expansion machines or something like that. Does this have thermal expansion? Yeah. I'll probably make some thermal expansion machines or something just so I have some kind of easy processing. I can smelt my cobblestone and stuff easier. Let me make sure that it does take cobblestone and not okay, it is smooth stone. So we're gonna do 16. That'll be 2 sets of living rock, which I think is enough to get everything early Botania out of the way. Let's go ahead and put this in a different smeltery because we're going to need this pretty soon. And I'm going to want to take a nice little chest out there with anything I might need for Botania. Alright. Anyway, onward and forward. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Living wood is complete. Beautiful. It really doesn't take that long. Just a few seconds. Well, say a few seconds. It takes about a minute. Still, it's very quick. And if I could quit walking... Oh, I think I found my little flower there that I had lost. Beautiful. Let's see. I'll put the chest right here. Let's go ahead and scoop up another bucket of water. Alright, and then the next step after that, you're going to need... You're going to need a wand of the forest for one. So yeah, let's go ahead and get a crafting table out here too, because there are some crafting recipes, and I'm not running all the way back to the base for that. So let's just plop that baby down there. First thing we're going to make is a living wood twig, and we're actually going to need another one of those. No, wait, we need 2 more of those. Need 3 living wood twigs, and any petal of flower will do here. The only difference is the color of your wand is a little bit different. I'm just going to use white because I've already got the petals and I don't really need them. So this is used for pretty much telling how much mana you've got everywhere and whatnot. It's used to reorient the mana distributors, spreaders, whatever you'd like to call them. I'll show you guys that in a minute. Hopefully this will be a full out Botania episode, and speaking of which, I probably have finished... Yep, I finished that quest. Ooh, Mana Steel's tempting. I think we're good with just the reward bag. The mana steel is not too hard to make. Let's go ahead and open that. I have obsidian. I can't complain about that. That saves me some time. That's a netherite, never hurt. And then we've got this one done. Oh, look at that. Finished all of it that it wanted us to. Ooh, floating white flowers. I'm not really sure what those are good for, but they look cool. Yeah, why not? What do they look like? Sit down. Oh, okay. Couldn't remember what they looked like off the top of my head. I knew they looked cool. Then I got some mana petals, which are some you infuse regular mystical petals in the mana pool. I'll get to that in just a minute too. All this stuff's required for making your way up through the tiers, more or less. And we need smooth stone now, because we need some living stone. Beautiful. Looks like we got smooth stone for finishing that one quest, which comes in handy. Alright, next up. I'm not really going to be doing the quests in order. I'm just going to kind of do Botania and claim the quests as they come, really. It's just easier that way, because I already know what I'm doing. Quest book is really more for teaching you how to do things if you don't already know how. I wanna, let's see, put these, I don't know, let's put one on our crafting table. Oh, they put off light too, that's cool. Handy. Let's put one here. Let's just kind of stick these in random little places. I'll pretty it up in a few minutes, it'll look better. I don't know if it'll be by the end of this episode. One of the first things that I want to do is make a Horn of the Wild. This thing essentially breaks all nearby grass, flowers, just all kinds of stuff. It breaks it quick. This is easy to make. You just toss grass into a mana pool. Okay, so we're going to need to make our mana pools before we can actually make this, which isn't hard, so we'll do that real quick. So first off, we're going to need a diluted mana pool, which is 5 living rock. Shouldn't, you know what, let's go run into bed real quick and sleep, make this quick and simple. Alright. So the first few things we're going to want to start with, now that we've actually got our pure daisy and everything, we can make the living rock and wood. We're going to need a mana spreader and a mana pool, and some generating flowers, which essentially generate mana or energy, however you would like to think of it. Looks like our thing, living rock, finished while we were sleeping. Almost makes it seem like time passed. Where's my 8th piece? There we go. Let's go ahead and do some more stone, because I'm going to be using... I'm going to need at least 10 living stone, I believe. Alright. So we've got a diluted mana pool. We're just going to make a simple setup first, because I don't have everything I need to make anything large and complex yet, but we'll get to that. Then after that, you have to put another diluted mana pool into a diluted mana pool that has a little bit of mana in it to make a regular mana pool, because the diluted mana pool can't really do anything. You can't transmute in it or anything, but the regular mana pool, as you see here, you can throw iron into it with mana to make a mana steel, ender pearls to make mana pearls, and you can see here how much mana it takes at the bottom, and some of the recipes take a lot of mana. And you see right here, it shows you how to make the mana petals even, as well as mana cookies. We might make some mana cookies if we find the stuff for mana. So next thing we need, let's go ahead and make our mana spreader, which I think is just redstone and, oh no, it's gold. We need some gold and our living wood. We've already got the living wood, we just need 1 piece of gold. You really don't need more than 1 mana spreader this early on. Essentially what the mana spreader does is it gathers nearby mana that's being generated by flowers and it spreads it into the mana pools, because the mana pools cannot directly suck in the mana, more or less. That's a good way of describing it, at least. So you use the spreader to get the mana in the pool. And I thought we had more living wood than that. Whoops. I forgot that we used it for the wand. Silly me. So we're going to have to go put some more wood down. We've got enough stone to make our mana pool. Our other mana pool, that is. Let's make some living wood. Alright, so this is done. Like I said, it really doesn't take that long. No more than a minute. There we go, and as soon as that finishes, we can continue on. While we're waiting, let's take a look at generating flora. Now these are floras that will generate mana for you to spread into your mana pools. The one you're going to want to start with is... okay, well, you can either make a day bloom, which like I said is kind of like a solar panel a minute ago. And you want to pattern them just like it shows you right here. This is a good pattern because if they're adjacent to each other, then they don't gather as much mana when they're adjacent like that. These are ones that generate only during the day, and they generate a very small amount of mana. I mean, it is a tiny amount of mana. You need a massive number of these things to make enough mana to do anything efficient. This one right here, on the other hand, the Endo Flame, generates a pretty sufficient amount of power early on. It is essentially a furnace. You put coal or anything that's burnable, lava buckets, anything you would normally put into a furnace, you can put into this, and it will generate mana. The best thing to put in is a block of charcoal or coal or whatever you have. So, there goes the living wood. Now these are a little bit harder to make though. Okay, so you do have to start with the day bloom because you can't make mana petals without something in the mana pool. So we're going to start with day blooms then, after all. So we're going to need some orange, light blue, and yellow. We're going to want to gather a few, I think. Because we're going to want to make at least a few of these. 5 or so, hopefully. Even that's really not that many. I mean, I've made like massive arrays of these things before that are about, I don't know, more than 50 flowers easily. I really couldn't tell you, to be honest, but it was a lot more than that. Alright, so we're going to put this right here, and that's facing the wrong way. So you can see when you're holding the wand which way it's shooting. These have a limited range. They do go farther than that, but they're hitting the chest, obviously. You right click on something, you can see how much mana is in it. Obviously these have none. Essentially you can shift right click, and you can see by the highlighted cube around it that it is essentially targeted now, and then you shift right click where you want it to go, and bam. And then you have to shift right click it to release it, otherwise you'll be trying to target another mana spreader or something, and this thing will just go to it instead. Okay, so we need yellow, light blue, and orange, right? Yellow, light blue, and orange. Let's go on a little bit of a hunt. I say a little bit of a hunt, although these things are everywhere. Light blue. Don't mistake the cyan for the light blue, because they are both a thing. Did I say orange? I did say orange. Beautiful. We're going to want a few of each, like I said. More yellow than anything. Although I'm not seeing any yellows. I think that might be one over there, too. Silly skeleton. Or one of the freezerite meteors hit before. That does look like the yellow flower is beautiful. Aha, 2 of them. Now we have enough to make at least 2 flowers, but we're going to want more than that. Like I said, we're going to need quite a few of these bad boys. I see another cyan over here. Or not cyan, but light blue. That should do on the light blues, but if we see any more, we'll go ahead and... Oh, nope, that's cyan. I really don't want any extras right now. Just what I need to go by. I was going to say, that didn't look like a Botania flower. Honestly, the yellow ones are the only ones that look kind of different. That, well, I say different. They don't really look like the other Botania flowers. Not to me, anyway. Yellow. Not seeing very many oranges, though. See another yellow over there. Are those orange or something else? they are orange. Beautiful. And there's some more orange that I must have missed. Alright. So we need double the yellow. One more yellow ought to do it, and we should be able to go back and make a fair few of these. Oh goodness, and of course we find orange and blue. Oh, and another yellow. Can we find one more yellow and nothing else? Because otherwise I'm going to want to stay out here. Of course not, because there's an orange right there. I think I see a yellow over there. Yep, with an orange. Go figure. That's okay. This gives me more than enough right here to make quite a few not pure daisies, but oh goodness, what are they called? Day blooms. Beautiful. Look at that. We can make 8 day blooms. Wow, that's a pretty good amount. Like I said, that's still not a lot, but that is enough. So all we need now is to get everything we need on the hotbar. Oh, we're gonna need a bucket too. Alright, so 2 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those, bam. 1 day bloom. And you want to make sure not to mess this up, because, well, I say that, but if you do happen to throw the wrong things in here, you can break the petal apothecary, and it will give you back whatever's in it, so if you really screw up or anything like that, it's pretty easy fix. Just don't panic. Not that any of this is very expensive at this point, so, but I'm sure there'll be some point later when you're making something that takes a bunch of mana flowers and stuff, or mana petals I should say, and yeah. Bam, look at that. 8 pure daisies. Day blooms, not pure daisies, goodness. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put these just bam, 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 bam. Just like that. And so now you will see, we'll pull out our wand here. And we're going to right click on this. Oh, and look at that, there's mana in it. It'll gather up mana to a very specific amount. As you'll see, it'll send any second now, it's going to send a little stream of mana into the mana pool. Its first amount, pretty much. Oh, there it goes, bam. And I think that may be enough to make the... I think it only takes just a little smidge of it to make a regular mana pool. Nope, that's not enough. When we throw it down in here, it'll automatically transmute if it has enough mana. It does not have enough mana. So this is going to take a minute. I can't really show you guys. These things are generating mana, but they're going into the mana spreader. So yeah. I can't make the Endo Flame just yet because... Oh, there we go. Bam. So we're going to want to switch this out quickly because the diluted mana pool is useless, and we're going to want the regular mana pool to start filling up immediately. Alright. Quest book, tell me what I've done. Did I... No? Oh, you want me to gather the flowers. Well, we'll get to that, okay? We'll get to that on our own time. We're doing this our way, quest book. Come on now. Alright. Well, I think that's about as good of a wrapping up point as any. I've shown you guys the beginnings of Botania, and this is how you get started on it. It's a very simple setup. I'll probably make some more day blooms in between episodes to charge a little bit faster. But when I come back next episode, Alright, so just so you guys know, I'm going to do a couple things between episodes without you guys, but I'll show you what I'm going to do so you understand it. First off, I'm going to make the Endo Flame, like 2 of them probably, because that's usually enough. Just toss some charcoal blocks on them or something. So for these mystical petals, you know how to make those. You just put them in the color of the flower in the crafting table, and that makes it. And the mana petals, you just toss the petal into the mana pool to make it into a mana petal. It takes very little mana. Like, well, there's probably not enough mana in there for it yet, but either way, it doesn't take much. I'm going to make 2 of these in between episodes. They're very simple, just like the flowers I just made. I'll explain some of the other flowers to you guys next episode, probably. And then I am also going to make the Horn of the Wild because I kind of needs it. I wonder if I could make it real quick for one, I'm going to need to make a pair of shears. I'll make it between episodes. It's not that fancy. You're just going to have to shear some grass pretty much, toss the grass into the mana pool, poof, you get pasture seeds. This does take a decent amount of mana, but not a ton. And then you surround it, or you do this with living wood, and then you just run around, and with the right click on, it just tears all the grass and flowers up. It's really OP, super handy. And if you have, it's best combined with some kind of magnet, because while you're running around destroying it, it's all sucked into you, and it makes it really easy to gather all the flowers you need for Botania. That is literally the best tip I can give you for Botania. And then I will get into the rest of this fancy stuff later. But either way, I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is how you do Botania, so if you liked what you see, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.